Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Oh, what's that? Does my voice sound muffled a little bit? You don't know why? Well, it's probably because I'm wearing this wonderful Space Puff merch, right? That's right. This face mask is the official Space Puff merch, as well as the hoodie I'm wearing. Check this out. Check this out. Can you see it? There it is. There it is. It's right there. Oh, my thumb. I don't know why it just cracked weirdly. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off now. Either way, if you guys want to see the Space Puff merch, if you want to get it for yourself for the holidays, make sure to check it out at sabremerch.com, S-A-B-R-E merch.com, or just go down in the description below and check it out. I love it. This hoodie is so soft. Oh, dude, it's got that new soft hoodie feeling on the inside, and I love the design. I think this is one of my favorite pieces of merch. You guys want to see it? It's one of my favorite merch releases in a really long time, and it could be yours over at sabremerch.com. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be doing some Steve Saga tier list judging. That's right. Now, if you guys actually saw, I've done 2 live streams now where I've actually made my own tier list based off of Steve Saga and Rainbow Quest power levels of characters, but some people probably didn't notice. Now, some people did, obviously, for the Steve Saga specific one. They realized that they could actually make the tier list themselves now that it was already put out. And so people have been making their own versions of the tier list that I created, or my staff member has created. And, well, they judged their own power levels and all of that. So I thought I would take a look at it today. If you guys want to see more like this, maybe I could judge your guys' Rainbow Quest tier list. If you guys want the Rainbow Quest tier list yourself, I'll link it down in the description of this video, and you guys can make your own versions of these tier lists, and I can judge those. But let's go ahead and get into it. So as you guys can see on the screen, 4 or 5 people knew that they could make the tier list themselves, or decided to just make it themselves, and we're gonna be judging it today. So let's get into it. We're gonna start with the tier list that says yes. Now, this person may or may not have made this based on power levels, but either way, I think this is just their own personal preference. And well, let's see here. Let's see what they got here. Okay, anything wrong here? So in the A tiers, Lucas in space, and then Galaxy Sabre. Where's Sabre in space? Way down there? How come Lucas is in space? He's like 3 tiers above me. Is it because Lucas was he was guaranteed to have a higher IQ? Is that why? I think that's why. Also, by the way, if you guys think my face cam's looking a little weird, it actually looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Weirdly better than I think anything else. I'm recording this on my phone in selfie mode, not the back camera, which is actually higher quality. Either way, I think it looks all right, good enough. It's the only thing I could use right now because I don't have anything plugged in. But either way, let's get back into it. Okay, so I already had a problem with the whole Sabre in space, Lucas in space separation there, but you know what? It's the tier list says yes, so I guess that's it. That's it. There's a poop emoji reaction. I'll react with it too. Oh yeah, so I see there's no God mode on this one. There's no God mode on this one, but this is the Steve Saga one, so there's no God Steve here. I noticed that they didn't even put all of the characters, so I'm not sure. I guess this is their favorites, but look at that, Space Puff's in SS tier in the very top. And that makes sense because Space Puff's killing it, bro. Might as well be in God tier. So let's just move on. I feel like this was definitely not based on power levels. Who's the last person? Red Steve. In the original Steve Saga, it was definitely Red Steve was the weakest. Actually, no, they were always angry. Green Steves were probably the weakest, but apparently more powerful than No, this is all who they like more. There's no way this is power levels because Infinity Steve could beat down a Green Steve at any moment. Again, if you guys want to see what I thought the power levels were and where they ranked on the tier list, you guys could check out my live stream. Just go check that out and you'll be able to see what I decided to do. Okay, let's go ahead and check another one out, shall we? All right, so this one is my Steve Sage list. I feel like everyone always accidentally spells Saga with an E at the end. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. They just do it. Oh, wait. This one didn't have a description. Didn't remember some of the Steve Saga origin characters, but at least they are an H. What does that even mean? They not finish their sentence? Yeah, either way, let's go ahead and check it out. So there's no God mode on this one either. Looks like it goes max SS tier. Space Puff in first again. Let's go. Yes, that's what I like to see. God Steve's in B tier apparently. So okay, so this is all just based on their favorites as well, because there's no way fake Sabre beats out God Steve that we know of. Yeah, that we know of. I gotta stop saying that. What do we got in last? Memory Steve. Now, I wonder if this person didn't want Memory Steve any higher and put them last because they just, maybe Memory Steve is scary. Maybe they're just not enjoyable. They're not a satisfying character. The Parasite's above Memory Steve, though. That's kind of a terrifying character. Let's see, where do I lie? Where do I lie? Ah, I'm in S tier! I'm in S tier with Lucas and Alex and all that. And where's Sabre in space? I don't even see Sabre in space. Where is that? Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm also right there. Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? So, I'm seeing Space Puff in first in these tier lists, and it just warms my heart because Space Puff is actually supposed to be God tier. So this is inaccurate. But then again, it's all opinions. It's all opinions. And I'm not saying that one's opinion is wrong versus the other, but mine's probably more right. So let's go ahead and move on to one that I'm sure is, oh, F for Moon Steve. That's rough. Oh man, Moon Steve is roped in with all of the Steve Saga origin throwaway characters. That's a rough one, Moon Steve. That's a rough one. I'm sorry, Chief. They did you dirty, bro. You kind of do eat people, though. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Steve Saga characters' chances to appear in Rainbow Quest. This is actually interesting. So these are the chances that the old Steve Saga, or I guess any Steve Saga character, will appear in Rainbow Quest, the other Steve series. So let's see. Who do we have as already there? So we've got, wow, that's a lot of people. I didn't actually think this many people were already in. Well, I guess, okay, Blue Steve, Yellow Steve, Light Steve, Green Steve. All the base Steves are obviously there. But yeah, that's right. We've got Reverse Steve already in there. Dark Steve, the Yellow King, technically. Although that's technically different. With the Yellow King, that doesn't really count. Like, yeah, there's a Yellow King, but the King in the new series has no connection. They're not like, you know what? You're right. No, they got me. It is the Yellow King, and Nightmare Steve is also there, so technically it could be the other King. So they got me there. Let's see here. Ghost Steve. That's right. We already did that. Chaos. That's right. We already did Chaos Steve and Ultra Steve. Oh, yo, wow. We've done some solid crossover, huh? I mean, they're still not connected, but either way. Nightmare Steve, obviously. Very obvious. It was like the first major villain, so that makes sense. Let's see here. What else? What else? Definitely not returning. So this person's saying that they're definitely not returning. So Elder Blue, okay, that's actually some solid judgment. I need to be careful to make sure that I don't just state whether something is returning or not and leave it up in the air. All the Steve Saga origin characters that were like throwaways, like the Iron Golem, the Guardians, and all that. Seriously, I would probably just confirm that they're not gonna be coming back. The Parasite, definitely a little more unique to Space Saga. God Steve, definitely not returning. Interesting. Space Puff, definitely not returning. Hey, Space Puff's just Space Puff. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. Okay, probably not returning. So there's maybe a little chance. Origin Steve, the Infected Steves, Hypno Steve, probably not returning. Lucas, probably not. Is what that, again, I'm just reading what this says. Okay, I'm not confirming nor stating anything else. Emerald Steve, Elder Blue, Diamond Gold, Shadow Saber, Memory Saber. Okay, low chance. Okay, so there's a little more chance in these. Illusion, Reality, and Professor Red. Professor Red, now that I think about it, I didn't even notice, but even in the Steve Saga, Professor Red was like the only smart Red Steve, and yet in Rainbow Quest, the Red Steves are all about knowledge. So yeah, I guess this person's really thought this tier list out. I feel like they've actually genuinely thought it out and are really thinking about, like, what's Saber thinking? What is he thinking on what's going to be coming back? I like that. I like that. Plague Steve, there's a good chance. Really? Plague Steve, Overseer, the Infinity, Positive, Negative. Interesting. I want to state my opinion, but I want to, it's hard because I want to react accordingly, but I also don't want to give you guys any like crazy hints, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to react to what they think a good chance is. One thing I will say though is one of these characters is pretty much guaranteed not to ever return. But only one of them. Which one is it? I don't know. Very likely the Guardian of the Spirit World and Shadow Steve. This person really thought this through. You can tell because Shadow Steve, they could see that maybe something, because in the last time when Shadow Steve was created in Steve Saga, it was because Dark Steve was destroyed. So they saw that Dark Steve was destroyed destroyed and they think, okay, maybe there's a chance for that. Guardian, because there is a middle world and the world beyond, which is called the spirit world by the Blue Steves, and pretty much a guarantee. Alex, that's interesting. That's interesting. I would want to know why this person, I'm gonna give the poop emoji reaction. Yeah. Anyways, I would want to know why the person thought that Alex is almost a guarantee, you know? What's going through their head? Why would they think that it's like kind of just for sure Alex was, like maybe they're also a little biased and they're like, I'm personally so hopeful Alex is gonna come back. It's gotta be a guarantee, you know? Or do they truly think that I would bring them back? I want to know that. Either way, this is actually this is a well-made one. I like that they already added the already there one. It really distinguishes the list out really well and all that. I like that. I really, really like that. Okay, let's move on. What me thinks Steve Saga. I'm gonna go ahead and give that the poop emoji reaction. Gotta do what you gotta do. For the memes, Space Buff still in first. I just can't tell you guys how proud it makes me that every single one, Space Puff, except for this one, but this one was very specific. It wasn't even about like their favorite rankings or anything. It was more about like objectively like what they think is gonna be in the next series, or in the, not the next series, in Rainbow Quest. But other than that, so far, Space Puff has been in all of them, which means it's been 3 out of 4. 75% of them, Space Puff's at the very top, and I love that. I love that. Check out the merch, guys. Seriously, I love it. This is so comfortable. I love the mask. We got it in regular shirts. I got a shirt over there, but I'm not wearing it. But I'm wearing this, so yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, anyways, sorry, I'm promotion over. Let's move on. Let's move on. So, of course, in the God rank, we got God Steve. I think this person is actually ranking them by their power levels. I think so. I'm gonna go based off that. So we got God Steve, then Origin and Alex. Although, me personally, I ranked Origin Steve as a god himself too, because he did create basically every Steve ever. And then below that, I think Reality Steve also did as well. So I counted these two as gods, but I could see why they wouldn't here. It all depends on how you look at power levels, and that's all just kind of personal opinion too. So it doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm in C. At least I'm above Emerald Steve, bro. I don't know what this is ranked off of. There's no description on what it is. If you guys make these tier lists, be sure to do like, you know, you can make them fun. You can make funny ones. Like, you don't have to do actual power levels. You can make joke ones or whatever. Put a little description of what you mean by your title, you know, because it looks like on some of these, you can put like a little description below the actual title. So try and do that so I could actually get more information. But yeah, okay. So, and then we got at the bottom all of the Steve Saga Origin throwaway characters, man. That's so funny. All of them are always at the bottom. Those were like the least favorite ones. It's so funny. Overseer above me. That's interesting. Well, I guess then he turned into Elder Blue Steve. So that kind of makes sense, dude. Kind of makes sense. Saber in space. There I am. Below a green Steve. Well, at least I'm not in the F tier with the Skeleton King. Oh, man. All right. Either way, we're going to move on to the last tier list. And again, shout out to everyone that did make these tier lists. And I will, at the in the description of this video, link the Rainbow Quest tier list and the Steve Saga tier list. I'll link both so you guys can make your own. And maybe we can come back and revisit this and all that. This is actually really fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even think about this until I just happened to stumble upon this tier list again. And I saw that people had made their own. And I was like, why not, bro? Why not? I would love to see what people have to say. So let's just move on to the last one. Steve Saga Power List. Here we go. This one, apparently, they actually based it off of their power. So this is exactly what the tier list was originally designed for. But the cool thing about this tier list is that it's just got every character, and you can base off whatever you want, bro. The amount of times they fly, you can base it off of how many words they've spoken. You can base it off of how cute they are. It doesn't matter, man. It really doesn't matter. Poop emoji reaction. Okay, so SS, God, Space Buff! Not in first, but still second. Second the best, first the worst. You know what they say? And third the, first the worst, second the best, third the, what's third? Reality Steve, I guess. I don't know. And then Illusion Steve, then we got Alex and Origin Steve. Where am I at? I'm in the bottom. So I think they're basing it off solely off of powers. I find that so funny that Space Puff's up there then. But I think they're basing it off solely off of powers and no other things. Not like building machines, because I built my tier list based off of like building machines and all that, so outwitting an opponent. But this is just pure strength and raw power, and that kind of makes more sense. I could really see where they're coming with this. They've got no idea with the Great Librarian, which only reinforces why I think they're going based off of only powers, because we never really saw the Great Librarian use any powers against any other Steve, because he was in the Great Library the whole time. Same with the Yellow King, Diamond, Emerald, Gold, Blue Steve. Blue Steve, I think you could maybe get an idea. Same with, not really. Yeah, no, I could understand why all these are really hard to base their powers off of. Even Professor Red, because yeah, just like the Great Librarian, he just uses his abilities of knowledge and all of that, and not really for fighting. So that makes a lot of sense. And fake Lucas, dead last. Don't worry, Lucas, at least you're not last, dude. At least you're not last. I mean, Lucas in space is above me, and then Sabre in space. This kind of makes sense. Lucas should probably be above me because his IQ is higher, apparently, based on what the scientists said, unless they lied. But that'll be it for now. Shout out to everyone that made the tier list. Seriously, check out the Space Puff merch down in the description below, as well as the 2 tier lists if you guys want to make your own. Seriously, thank you so much for making these tier lists, guys, and thank you for the support lately. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate it, and everything that you guys do. And if you want to see the 2 live streams where I made these tier lists originally, before anyone even saw them, then that is, you know what, that's also going to be linked in the description below. So the Steve Saga tier list, Rainbow Quest tier list that I made on a live stream, those will be linked. The Space Puff merch, check that out, as well as the tier lists themselves. You guys will be able to find the link so that you can make them yourself too and share them. And if you want to share them with the community, don't forget to join the Discord. Also linked down in the description below. My public Discord has over 5,000 people, well over 5,000 members, and everyone has such a great time in there sharing fan art, memes, talking about everything on the channel and all that. So make sure you guys check it out. And as always, I'm your host, Sabre, and I'm really cozy. This sweater's really cozy, man.